Woo! Hey guys. Hey. Sorry, that took some time, but we're all good now, which is better. um and sometimes like strongest people in the world and like your strongest friends in the world, they need some loving. They need some loving. But we're here. I'm here. I'm back again. Hey, he's back. So, hello. The sun is disappearing so early. Like, I really need to set up my friggin' lights in this place. Like, I don't know what to do. But hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing okay? I am tired. Thanks, Bethany. I am tired. So tired. It has been an exhausting week. Couple of weeks. Let's see. I'm thinking about doing this on the what's it called this way. On the what's this thing called? The Instagrams. The grams. Charger in. Moon energy. Oh, you got 8 arms? That's awesome. Hey, Deja. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't even know what to talk about. I am grossly underprepared for today. Like, grossly. No, I wasn't even here last week because of school, and literally our teacher was like last minute was just like, oh, and by the way, I want to see your paper and your appendix and your references and your flyer and your brochure and all of this and all of that. And we were like, the syllabus says that it's due the 30th. The 9th is not the 30th. So we were scrambling to just finish that up. Luckily, for once, I have been blessed with a very good group because group projects be hit or miss. When you're not when you're assigned them by the teacher versus when you get to pick them. So, but unlike a couple of my friends, I was luckily blessed with a fantastic group. So that made life really easy, and we pulled it together fantastically. And then on top of that, since some of you guys are here, on top of that, guys, I haven't really announced it over in the book world because I was gonna post a picture or something, but I just haven't. Eric and I got married on Saturday. It was just like a very small thing. With my mom and my cousin and his parents, and we got it together in a week because I finally was just like, let's get married. Like, we're still having our wedding next year. And yes, Steph, you did know. We do want to have our wedding. We do plan on having our wedding next year, like with all of our friends and family, and like me wearing the dress I picked out at Kleinfeld's, because I did pick out a dress. I wore a white dress. It was from Torrid. And I don't even think what does that do? I'll have to put some. I'll just share on Instagram probably tomorrow. But I do have photos. And so we got married. So that was really exciting. But we planned it in a week, and like now due to COVID, Now, due to COVID, like at the what's it called office, the probate court, to get your marriage license and stuff, you have to have an appointment, right? And of course, I'm like, what? Fuck that shit. Like, I just want to get this marriage license. Like, I should get this marriage license. And they're like, well, our next appointment's not till December. Hold up, what? For a piece of paper? Hold up, mom. I like call my mom, and my mom's like, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, they're telling me I can't get a marriage license. If I can't get a marriage license, I can't get married next week on next Saturday. And she's like, let me see what I can do about this. Okay. She's like, have you checked all the counties? Like Fulton County, DeKalb County, Cobb County. I was like, I have gone out to the boonies. Okay. I finally found a place that doesn't need, doesn't need an appointment out in the boonies somewhere of Georgia. Do I really want to go out in the boonies of Georgia? No, not particularly, but I would do it. Take my big white man with me. It's fine. But and so I don't really talk about like my personal life, but like my mom is a lawyer, and not only that, she has been the county attorney for multiple counties during her lifetime as a lawyer, and has helped some people get some jobs down the line because she is a boss. Like she is like the Olivia Pope of her like sector of lawyering and civil law and community based and all that kind of stuff. And so basically she literally called up the probate court judge and was like, hey, I need a favor. My baby is getting married, and they said they need an appointment, and there's no appointments available. What can we do about that? How can we get them in? And she was basically like, have her fill out the thing online, send it to me, and I filled this stuff online. I sent it to my mom. My mom sent it to her, and then that same day they were like, this is your appointment time, because we only had 2 days where we were off together, and so like it had to be on a certain day, and so it was like, this is your appointment time. At this time, be there. We were like, bet. Thank you so much. And so we were able to get our appointment at probate court, go pick up our marriage license, and get that done thanks to the judge. And then on top of that, then I called the person who I wanted to be my minister, right? And I called her and I was like, hey, so like last minute, it's fine. It's whatever. Eric and I want to get married, and we want to get married like this upcoming Saturday, right? She's like, yeah, I got I had contacted her early, and it took her like 3 days to get back to me. So that was really annoying, first of all. So yeah, that was us getting our probate court stuff done. And that's the judge who did it for us. So and so then she contacted me. She's like, ooh, I'm really busy this Saturday getting ready for Pride. It was like Atlanta Pride. Because like the minister I picked out, she's pretty awesome. Like she's pretty awesome. Her congregation is multiracial, LGBTQIA plus friendly, and that's why obviously I picked her, because we're not particularly religious per se, so that was why this was going to be, but she was a friend of a family friend, and that's how we got to know her, whatever. So she was like, I'm busy, I have all this stuff I need to do, and then plus marriage counseling is a must for me. And I was like, well, I don't have time for all that. Like, we're getting married on Saturday, like a week from today. So thank you. I'll keep you in consideration for next year for the actual wedding. This is the marriage. Okay. So once again, Mom, I don't have anybody to marry us. Do you know anybody who can marry us? My partner has offered to marry us, because I'm like at work. I had a whole panic attack at work. It was miserable. And like my partner is like, I can get ordained on the internet in like 5 minutes. Okay. Like, and if you want, I can come and marry you too, and it'd be awesome. I was like, I would probably need that to happen. It's okay, right? So that's happening. My mom's like, let me make some more phone calls. Okay. So and so when mom makes phone calls, she's like, okay, I got someone. They live in our neighborhood. They're right around this corner. They're right down the street. They're a judge. They've never done weddings. This will be his first wedding. They're a judge. But once again, he owes me a favor because that's how he got his job. Right? Cool. So now I've got somebody to marry us. And we're like, yay. So I've got a marriage license and someone to officiate the wedding, all thanks to mom. And I know that will be the trending story for mom for the rest of our time together. Right? My cousin is a professional. Yeah, mom is definitely making my dreams come true. My cousin is a professional makeup artist. So she did my makeup for the wedding. My friend Vanya, who is at YATL Live on Instagram, who does bookish events here in Atlanta, is also a professional photographer and my friend. And I was telling her about all this drama and doing this wedding. And because I was talking to her about it, because I was like, I'm really not excited about this. Like I'm not excited about this wedding at all. Like, I'm excited about the marriage. Like, I am more than happy to get married to Eric, right? Like, we've been together for a long time. I'm waiting for this moment. And she's like, I completely understand, like, blah, blah, blah. It's not what you want. It's not what you envisioned. But, like, hey, let's get this done. And we got this wedding. And she's like, I can come and take pictures too if you want, to help, commemorate this moment as well. And so she literally came and took pictures for me, came to my mom's house. She even had a real wedding that afternoon. And so mom's version of the story, she's like, oh, this is Vanya's fault because it ended up being a morning wedding because Vanya had a real wedding that afternoon. And so I didn't want to make it too difficult. So we did it in the morning so Vanya could have time to come and take pictures, hang out, eat breakfast with us, and do all that stuff, and then go on to her afternoon wedding. So she came and she took some beautiful pictures for us. Like this gem. Look. And sorry, I know like doing this like through the phone isn't going to be as great as when I post them on the gram or whatever. And, and like things like this and like, your cute like ring photos and stuff like that. So she pulled through too, and of course my cousin pulled through with the makeup. My dress was from Torrid because I guess me looking through. Oh, and this is her business Instagram with her partner, Love and Story Photo. If you're ever in Atlanta, actually they do travel. They do travel for wedding photography too. So they are awesome, and they will be doing my wedding next year. And yeah, so it all came through. It was stressful. I ordered flowers last minute, but we probably will use the flower company again because they pulled through in more ways than I thought that they would. Like literally, like they have like different things on their website, and so I was just picking out flowers that I already knew that they like made. And they send me an email, and they're like, are these colors okay for you? Like, is this okay? And I was like, oh, really? I was like, I mean, if you have purple, like, I'll totally take purple. Like, I'll do that. And so they made everything purple, and like everything was and it was super affordable. Because flowers can be expensive, y'all. It can be so expensive. And then we had catering, and we had Flying Biscuit. I don't know who has Flying Biscuit in their area, but it's flippin' delicious. For brunch, French toast, grits, bacon, chicken sausage, eggs, potatoes, biscuits. And yeah, so it ended up being amazing. Of course, there was some drama involved. Like Eric forgot his shoes at home. So that was hilarious because Eric was so pissed and he was like, well, if you had just helped me in the morning, this wouldn't have been a problem. And I was like, whoa, sir. Whoa. I had my own outfit to take care of, and I took care of your dogs that morning. So all you had to do is remember the shoes. You already had almost forgotten your shirt. All you had to do is remember the shoes. But it was fine. I was happy that he forgot them because he was going to wear brown shoes with a black suit, and that was really going to piss me off. Like, I mean, I would have dealt with it for this, but like, I was really happy. Is there like a ghost dog in my door? Like, look at that. That's so fucking creepy. Oh my god. Penny, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pen? And so he had to go to Target because at first he was like, I'm going back home to get my shoes. And I was like, no, the hell you're not. We live an hour away. Like, it's 8 a.m. Like, we live an hour away. You're going to Target. And he was like, and he gets in the car and he drives us so fast. And I have to call him and I'm like, you do not take your ass home. Go to Target. What's your shoe size again? Okay. They have black shoes in Target in your size, aisle P2. Get those shoes. I've cashed out to you so you can stop whining about money. And here you go. And so he comes back real quick. It brings me Starbucks. And I do need to turn on the light. My poor baby girl. And so he now has black dress shoes because the man didn't even own black dress shoes. The man didn't even own a black suit because the day before, hold on, let me turn on some lights and let me talk to you about this drama the day before and why my emotional well-being has been. Is that better? How lucky I have on pants. With the creepy dog in the door. And so the drama on that Friday before, right? Okay, another panic attack. Like take 508 of like panic attacks in the like last few days. Eric's over here like, are you taking your stronger prescription? And I'm like, now the fuck I am. And I'm at home, right? It's the day of our group project of why I didn't have wine down last week. So it's the day of our group project. And the night before we had dinner with Eric's mom. So Thursday night we had dinner with Eric's mom who drove up from Florida for this event. Okay? But whatever. I've been telling Eric all day that he needs to make sure he knows where his suit is because you guys know I've been moving in my house. So I'm like, you need to know where your suit is. He's like, I got it. I know where it is. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sure. Okay. Whatever. Right? And so, after dinner, we come home. He goes through where he thinks the suit is. Y'all think we had a suit? We didn't have no suit. No. So, it's the middle of the night. Now we got to go to the storage unit to go see if his suit is in a different box in the storage unit. So luckily the storage unit is like around the corner. So that took us all 5 minutes. Go to the storage unit. I'm going through all these boxes. I'm secretly grabbing more boxes of book stuff and putting them in the back of the truck, right? Which I now have all these boxes and I haven't even started yet. And so then we get there, we're going through all the boxes, and he finally finds the box that has his nice stuff in it. Cool. I don't know why he didn't put it in a suitcase, but I don't know. I didn't pack that. Okay? I did not pack that. So, thanks, Beth. Have a good night. So then he pulls out his suit, right? Pulls it out. Why is it just a suit jacket? Like, it's just the jacket. Like, where are the pants? I'm like, where are the pants, Eric? Where are the pants? He's like, I don't know where the pants are, India. Maybe they're in a different suitcase. And And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I didn't pack it. Why aren't the pants on the hanger that has the thing? It's a specific hanger for the jacket and the pants to go together. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, this is Thursday night. We're supposed to be married on Saturday. This is Thursday night, right? Okay. Go back home. We check all of the other things of clothing again. There's no suit pants. Where the fuck are these suit pants? Like, don't know at all, right? So I'm like, well, fuck. He has to go to work in the morning, right? I don't. And so I'm like, well, looks like I have to go buy you some suit pants tomorrow. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, you're not. So now it's Friday. It's the day of my presentation, right? It's the morning of, we're finishing up some things, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to do all that. I'm eating breakfast. And then I trying to do some things with the candle side of business. I'm trying to do some things and I need to pay for something. So I go to try and find my wallet, right? And so, because last night, we were in Eric's car the night before. And then while he was running around the house, pulling everything out, I was taking the boxes out of the car of some of the other shit that I wanted. Right. And so now I'm in the house and I'm like, where's my wallet? Where is my wallet? Fuck that. Where is my purse? My whole purse is missing. Where is it? Right. And I'm like, my whole purse is in Eric's truck. I look outside. Maybe Eric rode the motorcycle today to work. Nope, he took the truck. I don't have a purse. I have no wallet, no ID, no purse, no nothing, right? I call Eric. Eric, where are you? It's like I'm at work. I understand that, but where are you? Granted, I used to live 20 minutes from work. I no longer live 20 minutes from work. I live an hour from work, 45 minutes from work. Okay. He's like, and transporting to this hospital. I was like, what a coincidence. That's actually not far from home. Come by home and give me your car keys so I can go up to work, get my purse out of your car because my whole purse is in your car, and then come back and then buy your pantsuit because you need pants. Okay. And he's like, what? Maybe? I was like, what you mean by maybe? You better make this happen. He's like, I'll see what I can do. I'll play back. I'll see what I can do. It's 20 minutes before my presentation. I'm starting to freak out. And I think about it and I'm looking around and I'm like, shit, my car keys are in my purse. So even if he drops me off his car keys, I still can't go anywhere because my car keys are in my purse and I don't have a spare set of keys. So neither one of us has a spare set of keys because my spare set of keys were with my mom. And then my mom got carjacked a couple of years ago. And then my car keys were lost. Okay. Eric's dumbass was riding his motorcycle up with his friend in the mountains of fucking Georgia, and he lost his car keys in the mountains because they fell out of his pocket. Why he had his car keys, I don't know when he wasn't on his car. So no, neither one of us now has spare keys. Okay? So I don't have keys. So we're at 10 minutes to presentation. Okay, we're at 10 minutes presentation time. I'm starting to freak the F out. I text Eric and I was like, forget it. It's fine. I don't know what we're going to do about you tomorrow. You just going to have to be here in fucking underwear. I don't know. Right? Drama on 100. Right? And so he's like, let me just figure this out. I was like, no, it's fine. I don't have car keys. Forget it. Whatever. So who do I call next? Mom, you have T-4 minutes to calm me down because I'm freaking out. It is time for presentation and my tears are coming because my stress level. And I'm like, Mom, you have T-4 minutes to calm me down. She's like, what is happening? I was like, Eric doesn't have suit pants. I'm supposed to go buy him a suit. I don't have a purse. I don't have a wallet. I don't have keys. I got nothing. So I'm stuck at home. What am I supposed to do about this? And she's like, so what did you need to do today? I was like, I gotta buy him suit pants. She's like, is that all you gotta do today? And I was like, yeah, that's what I gotta do today. I was in the pants. And she's like, well, I guess I'll put this flower back. I'm at Home Depot. I guess I'll put these flowers back, and I'll put this back. And I was gonna do some things today, but I guess I'll just come on down there and I'll pick you up, and we can go buy him some suit pants, and we can do the other errands I needed to do, like buy some juice and some more champagne flutes and all this other stuff while we're down there. And I'm like, okay. I'll see you soon. She's like, it'll be an hour. I was like, that's fine. I got my presentation like right now for the next 30 minutes, so it's fine. Meanwhile, my group is like texting me like, India, you need to jump on. I'm like, guys, just hold on. I'm having a panic attack and I'm trying to calm down. It's school. It's not school related. It's fine. Just hold on. And so she's like, I'll come down and we'll go do all that stuff. Okay, cool. I get a text from Eric. Eric's like, after I'm done with this call, I'm coming home, and that's end of discussion. And I'm like, but I figured this out now. I don't need you to come home. You need to stay your ass at work. You just gotta pay bills, right? Like, you need to stay your ass at work. And so I sent him that text message, and apparently he just doesn't care. And so I finished my presentation. I putz around for a little bit. I do some things at home, and then here comes my mom. My mom shows up. Mind you, it's like the first time she's seen my house since it has like real walls and it's finished. So I was pretty excited about that too. And of course, I love seeing my mom. So, I mean, I was just under different circumstances, but I still love seeing her face, right? So she picks me up. The dogs come running out to her. Granny. And my mom is all of 5'2". And so when they stand up, they're like they're like the same height, so it's hilarious. Oh, you guys are the worst. And so she picks me up, we get going, and then I get this phone call from Eric. Eric's like, oh, speaking of the devil, look at this fatty fat kid. He's home. He must have gotten off early from work. He did text me. And so he's like, if you want your purse, you better stop driving. I was like, what you mean? You should be at work. He's like, you better stop driving. You're in your mom's car, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, your mom's car is very distinctive. And I'm like, I didn't even see you pass. And I was like, Mom, just pull over. So she pulls over, and here comes Eric, because my mom is like, Eric has this save the day mentality. He is a savior, and he has a save the day mentality. So of course here he is to save the day. And so he drops off my purse with my car keys and my wallet. And then my mom was like, well, then Eric can come do this. And I was like, no, the two of us need to go do this. It'll be a lot easier. And then we get to spend time together, and you already drove all the way down here. So then Mom and I go to Men's Warehouse. Of course, me being the smart one, I had his suit jacket with me. And I was like, we need a black suit. And she was like, cool, what size? I was like, I don't know. Here's the jacket. She was like, perfect. And she was like, found it. And I was like, and something cheap. She was like, okay. So she pulls out. She was like, would you believe it that this suit is only $99? My mom and I are like, is it $99? Like, we've had enough drama for today, right? And she's like, it's $99. And we're like, bet, cool, we'll take it. She's like, anything else? I was like, can we get a shirt while we're here? She's like, what is his shirt size? I was like, don't worry, I got a picture of that too. Here it is. She's like, cool, here's your shirt. Anything else? And I'm like, you know what, while we're here, let's get a tie and a pocket kerchief thing, so we get all of it done in the bag, less than $200. Love it. Eric has a brand new black suit, because this man does not own a black suit. I'm working on him, guys. I really am. So that is Friday afternoon, day before the wedding. Then Mom and I are able to calm down. We go to Target. We managed to only buy exactly what we need from Target. We go to Home Goods. We managed to only buy everything that we need from Home Goods and not anything extra, because we're liable to buy anything extra. And then next thing, I know I'm exhausted because I've dealt with all of my emotions. And And Eric is home and he's like, you bought me a whole suit? I just needed pants. We're like, bitch, you just got a whole suit. He's like, but I just needed pants. We're like, you wanted me to match navy pants. His one suit is navy. And I'm like, you wanted me to match navy pants to your jacket? You got a black suit for $100. Like, calm the fuck down. You needed a black suit. Like, mm. So then the next morning happens and we give all the important stuff to mom before she leaves. Marriage license, all the important things. And then the next morning happens. We're up early. We're up at like 6 a.m. because we're like an hour away from mom's. And yeah, then we get married. And the rest is kind of history. So yeah, that's what's been going on in my life, guys, for the past like week and a half, 2 weeks, if you were wondering. I have margarita. I did finally finish a book though. Katie Roberts' book. Whichever one I was still listening to on Audible. Finally finished a book, guys. So that was good. Any questions from the peanut gallery? So my mom actually hates dealing with my drama. Like, until I'm talking about her. Like, when I'm truly stressed for like stupid reasons, she's the last person I call. Like the absolute last person I call. Because she's like, India, get it together. Like, get it together. This is drama. Stop it. And I'm like, Mom, I can't breathe. And and she's like, I don't deal with the drama, India. I don't deal with it. I can't. She's like, I don't even know where you got this drama. I was like, yes, you do. It's from your best friend. Because like I am like the literal mashup between my mom and her best friend. Like I am the two. Like if you ever talk about like me being my mom's belly and like my mom's best friend, she'd be like, I talked to you every day before you were born through your mom's belly. Hi, India. It is Roz. And so I am like the complete mashup. Like my obsession with different colored pens and pencils, mom's best friend. But my need for a lot of things to be practical at the same time, mom. Like, yep, complete mashup. And so mom is not always good for my mental health, but there are sometimes she can come through in a pinch. She can come through in a pinch. And so it's okay. It's okay. Y'all are about to see Mr. B. Hi, Bear. Oh, you don't want to say hi? Oh, why aren't you happy? Why aren't we happy? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I am officially married now. I don't know why he's not happy, guys. Yeah, I mean, I learned during my wedding day from my uncle that my mom didn't even want kids, which doesn't surprise me knowing my mom. I'm probably gonna wait until next year. Well, not until like next year, the wedding next year, but I don't want to change it during school and things like that because that's just too much. So I'm going to change my name later down the line, after I'm done with stuff and when I really want to actually do all the work to do it. I do have a registry somewhere. Yeah, I guess when I like actually truly tell like the book community, I might post it or I might be like, just buy me books, guys. Eric doesn't need anything. He's fine. But But no, I found out she didn't actually want kids. But my uncle and her younger sister, my mom's younger sister, had my older cousin Brittany, who was the makeup artist I was talking about earlier. And apparently she held Brittany, and it was like a light bulb that she wanted kids. So here I am, her pride and joy and her favorite person in the world. But it doesn't surprise me she didn't want kids, because she doesn't like kids. Like, she doesn't like kids. She doesn't like kid activities. She doesn't like cartoons. Like, she doesn't like kid things. Like, she's always been like that. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I'm not like the biggest kid lover, but like, I know I want my own baby. Does that make sense? Like, I want my own baby. So I'm hoping to be able to have some zebra babies down the line. So yeah, that's what's happening in my life. Guys, I'm tired. I'm still doing shit in school, guys. Like, such shit in school. So, might just give up this whole entire school thing and just like try and make candles a full-time job. And if I'm not doing school, then I can read books, and then I can really be back on the YouTube sphere better, more, like, which I like don't have time for because I'm studying and apparently not efficiently. I am taking maternity/OB and pediatrics. So we're delivering babies and talking about them afterwards. It's OB that's fucking killing me, guys. And it's not that I don't understand the information, it's that I can't take the test. Because I can definitely understand the information. But I've got those two classes together. So don't go back to school, guys. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Like, don't. And who knows? If we get, like, rumor has it at work, we're getting another pay raise. And if we're getting another pay raise, like, do I really need to become a nurse? Because I would be making nurses money as a paramedic. So put out the good vibes for another good pay raise, guys. So that's all I need. Because I have like a 5 to 10 year plan for thingies, for candles. I can't even talk. Is like being a paramedic harder on my body? Of course. Being in and out of a truck all day is kind of annoying sometimes. And then like there's these things called stairs, and I hate them. And people always want to be at like the top of stairs, and then they want to like die at the top of the stairs, and you're like, you could have died on the ground floor, like, and then when you're up there, they're not only are they dead on the top floor, but they're 400 pounds on the top floor, and you're just like, why are you so heavy? Like, why? I have to carry you. I don't want to carry you. I know my house is filled with them. My buns and thighs and my knees hurt, so hopefully they will get stronger with these stairs. It doesn't work well. It most of the time means a backboard or some other thing to carry somebody out in order to get to the stretcher, which means a lot more hands, which means a lot more bodies, which means, talk about dead weight. It means a lot more people crammed into a stairwell, touching people, and I don't know how many times I've had to apologize for accidentally rubbing up against somebody's dick in a stairwell. Rubbing up against firefighter's dick in a stairwell because we're all trying to carry this person downstairs, and I'm like, sorry. So, yeah. So, is it hard to buy? Yes. But I really love my partner. Um, so it makes the day like so much better. I am sorry. There's very few people in the fire department I'm not sorry about. Other than that, I'm like, sorry. Was that your flashlight in your pocket, or was that your in your pocket? Don't mind me. Like, I see what kind of hose you're working with. Oh my god. All that reminds me of like one time very early on in our relationship. Eric and I were working a truck together overnight. This is when I was working days and he was working nights, and he didn't have a full-time partner. And so they would ask me to stay over because, or else they would send him home because he didn't have a partner. If he gets sent home, he doesn't get paid. So I would work over and I'm like dead in the middle of the night because I don't work nights, y'all. I do not work nights. Like, right? And so here I am, where it's us, the firefighters, our stretcher, and this patient in this elevator, this small elevator. And we are all very close to each other. And then all of a sudden, okay, guys, if you guys don't like bodily fluids or whatever, this next comment is not for you. But all of a sudden, our patient, we still got some floors to go. All of a sudden, our patient just goes, and we all scatter to the walls so fast. And I am like nuts to butt with Eric. I am like grinding up on this man, on Eric, just like trying to get away from this patient who is like projectile vomiting in this elevator that we're stuck in because we're not on our floor yet. And one of the firefighters was like, I bet you weren't planning on being this close to your partner tonight, were you? And I was like, if only you knew. Because at the time, a lot of people didn't know we were together. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It's so, yep. Oh my god, running away from vomit is just never fun. Oh, I definitely got out of the way. I don't always move quick, but at that sound of vomit, bruh, I'm moving. All of a sudden, I become Usain Bolt. I'm out. Like fast at that sound of like, especially like when they're not, when you can tell, like you know you gave them an emesis bag. Like you gave them an emesis bag and you were like, vomit in the bag. And they're like, okay. And then they don't vomit in the bag. And you're like, what do we do with this? It's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. What do we do with this? Like vomit in the bag. In the bag. That's all I ask. That's all I asked you to do. Okay? I had everything else going for you. I was even being nice. You got fluids, you got Zofran, you got all the things. I did the things for you. And then you vomited all over my ambulance. I still remember one night when my partner got projectile vomited on by a student at Emory University. It was like Thanksgiving week. He had binge drink that night. Title thing. The student had binge drank that night. And it was Thanksgiving week. That patient vomited everywhere. And I looked down and I was like, looks like it was Thanksgiving dinner in the cafeteria today. And we thought the patient had gotten it all out in the dorm because it was all over the wall. And we were like, okay, that has to be it. We get them in the back of the truck. The patient did it again all over my partner. My partner was like, nope. No. We're going to take this 1/4-mile trip to the hospital and I'm out. I'm out. I was like, our supervisor was like, don't you have an extra set of uniforms in your car? And my partner was like, it don't matter about the extra set of uniforms in my car. It's in my hair. It's in my face. It's in my shirt. It's in my pants. Like, it is everywhere. It's in my fucking shoes. Okay? I'm going home to shower. And I am just like in the captain's chair of the ambulance. So, like, in an ambulance, because if you've never been in an ambulance, there's like a stretcher, a bench seat, and then behind the stretcher is the captain's chair. So I'm back here behind the patient, and I'm just like, I'm like, no. I'm like, oh my god, open a window, open the doors. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could tell y'all stories all night about just weird things that happen. Like, just about dumb shit, or the things I've done to not have mud, blood, vomit, guts on my clothes at work. But then y'all probably think I'm like a terrible person. Like, there was this one time, I'm probably gonna have to like unlist this live. There was this one time, right? Me and my work wife, who I was talking to earlier, why I was late for this one, my work wife, we got dispatched to a call. It was for a fall. The call came out as a fall, okay? Fall in the front yard, old person. We're like, bet, pick them up, help them up, see if they're okay, cool. Let's be nice and easy. But then as we're getting closer, we're like, something tells me this isn't just a fall. Something tells me they're dead. Something just tells me they're dead. Okay, they're dead. My partner's like, nah, they're not dead. And I'm like, I feel like they're dead. I feel like they're dead. Somehow we're first on scene. And we see like one old person like standing up in the yard, and they're waving, and we can't see the other old person. My partner's like, I can't see the patient. They said they were outside. I was like, they're behind the Christmas decorations. They had all these Christmas decorations in the yard. They're Christmas decorations, right? Right? Okay. We get there. We go look at the patient, and we're like, this patient's dead. I'm not laughing at the patient. I'm laughing, thinking back on this. Like, because we're both just like, man, fuck this. And it's just us right now. It's just the two of us, okay? Our firefighters are on the way, but they're not there yet. So it's just the two of us. And we're supposed to be here for a fall. Help person up, right? Cool. Bet. No. This person is dead. Dead in the front yard. And it's December, okay? And so we're outside, and I start doing impressions, and we're getting this stuff off the patient, and the patient was wearing a jacket because I guess they were going out to the front yard to go check on something. And so I take the jacket and I put it under my knees because it's muddy in the front yard. I was like, I'm not getting mud all over me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I take the jacket, I put it under my knees, and so then I keep my pants dry and non-muddy. My shoes are muddy, but my pants aren't. That's okay. I have to be in my pants the rest of it, right? So whatever. We're doing all that in the mud. Meanwhile, the patient's significant other is like, do you need me to? He's like, do you need me to take that? I was like, no, it's fine. I got it. I'll keep the jacket. It's fine. You're okay. Please stop moving. And the patient's significant other, they're just like moving around the yard. They keep walking. And at one point, they almost stumble over something in the yard. And me and my partner are like, could you sit down somewhere? Because the last thing we needed was for this other old person to fall in their front yard and potentially break or hurt themselves just because they're walking around. So I try and give them tasks, right? Try and give them tasks. Hey, how about you get their medications for me, or can you get their ID for me? Why don't you tell me some medical history? Stop walking around your door, right? And they're like, well, why do you need all of that? And I'm like, well, do you want me to transport your loved one to the hospital? Well, yeah, well, then I'm going to need all that information for me. So why don't you get that information for me while I do the billion other things I have to do right now, right? And they're like, okay, no, seriously, get on the sidewalk and stop walking around your yard. Like, please stop walking around your yard because you almost tripped over your own roots again. Like, please stop. So then finally help arrived, and but at that point, like my partner and I, we worked awesome together, and at that point we've done all the things, line, airway, compressions, drugs. We just need help getting this patient up off the ground and into the ambulance, into the hospital. So yeah. But I did not have mud on my pants. That is the moral of that story. Yep. Sorry guys. I don't know. I was turned into me talking about my job. I do enjoy my job. I have lots of fond memories. Always remember, guys, if a crackhead tells you you're beautiful, you're beautiful. That is lesson number 1. Okay? Lesson number 1. Because they don't lie, man. They don't lie. They have nothing to lose, so why lie? Nothing to lose. Okay? And so I've had multiple crackheads. Like, I don't know what happened. I think one of my previous partners, I think he called me fat or something. Like, it was joking. He called me fat, and I was like, I know I'm fat. Okay? And our patient was like, no, don't you ever call yourself that. You are beautiful. Don't you ever call yourself that. You are gorgeous, beautiful black woman. Okay? I was like, damn. Well, thank you. Hey. Let me put this EKG on you. I haven't started drinking until recently, but I do have margarita tonight. Because I had clinical at 5 on Wednesdays. Post-conference clinical at 5 on Wednesdays. So I can't start drinking yet early. And then there was other time where my work wife and I were working together, and it was a car accident, completely the fault of our patient. And our patient was getting so angry. It was so funny because our patient cursed out my work wife and tried to punch her, but then just I come in the ambulance because I'm like, partner, right? And thank you. One of my coworkers made it for me. She made it for me. And then I get in there and he's like, oh hey, you wanna? I like me a thick woman, and I'm like, okay, well that's exciting. I like me a man who can drive a car. And they're like, I can totally drive. I was like, not really, you just got in a car accident. They were like, well, I've been drinking today. And I was like, officer, did you hear that? The officer was like, yep. My partner was like, okay, so I get punched and you get asked out on a date. I was like, I don't know. I mean, but the person who asked me on a date is now going to jail for DUI, so quality is low. The quality here is low. Thank you. I got it from she's Jasmine Burt on Twitter, but her shop on Threadless. No, what's her shop on? I forget, but it's Black and Bookish. It's like I don't know what area. It's not clean. I think it's like that. That's her shop. And so she has great stuff. I don't have my pencil pouch up here. She has great like Black Bookish things, and yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he was definitely digging himself a hole. It was hilarious, just like hilarious. Drunk people are sometimes the best. It can go either way. Like, oh, it's probably my computer's heating up, and so that's probably what you hear. And so the fan just went off. Did it go back? Because I just heard the fan go back off. Is it gone now? No, my computer was heating up. It's getting hot. And so, but I don't even know if this like works. If I can do it like this, you guys will hear that. Let's find out. Mike. Is that better? Did that change anything? I can never tell, so I genuinely don't know. Hello. But no, Hurricane vacuuming nothing. That was a silly question. Y'all knew better than that. Y'all knew better than that. There we go. So yeah. Perfect. Good. I'm glad. But yeah, drunk people can go either way. They can either be the worst, they can be the absolute worst, where you're like, I know if I use the term and crazy people are gonna get mad at me, but like drunk people and people with psych history who don't know what they're doing at the time can either be the best or the worst. It is the podcast, Mike. Because, like one day me and my work wife are out in the middle of the night and there's this juvenile on somebody's front porch. We thought it was their front porch. It wasn't even their home. And they're like, they won't leave the front porch and they won't respond to us and they won't talk. And we're like, bet we're gonna have to take them to the hospital if they're gonna be altered. And right, basically. And it's cold, it's dark. Me and my partner are ready to go home. And so we're like, this police department, my county has so many different police departments in it. Okay. And so this particular police department are not willing to get their hands dirty. They are in the bougiest part of town. But anyway, we're over here like, I think I had a hat. I had my hair in a ponytail. I think I had like a sew-in at a time. I had my hair in a ponytail. So I like wrapped it all up and I put it underneath the hat. I think we both took off our jackets and anything that dangled or any sharps and like off of us because we were like, first of all, it's cold. Okay, it's cold. And seems like we're gonna have to fight because this one doesn't want to get off somebody's front porch. Like, you in somebody's house right now. These are $1 million homes. Like, you gotta leave, okay? And I just remember going to their parent and being like,
I'm sorry if I have to sit on your child. I'm sorry if I have to sit on your child, but it seems like this is what's going to happen because they don't want to move. And their parent was like, no, it's completely fine. Like, I've had to do that too. This is grown ass human being, grown ass man. Like, he's like, I've had to do that too. Like, it's completely fine. I understand. It's happened before. And I'm like, bet. Me and my partner are like, bet. Because this is also the area of our county where another coworker has been fired because they got caught on body cam for hitting a patient. Granted, the patient did spit at them first, but ugh, you're not supposed to hit patients, right? You're not supposed to hit patients, even if they hit you first or spit on you or anything like that. But anyway, so we're covering our bases with family. Like, I might have to get in there with your kid. And so, but luckily, we did not have to. They finally got up and left. I think once they saw me and my partner, the only women on the damn scene, get up and were like, yep, yep, let's do it. And then they were like, well, I guess I should get off this random person's front porch. We were like, but oh, I can tell you all about psych patients, man. We had a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old beat me and my work wife's ass. Got our ass handed to us, woke up the next day on our off days, both sore as hell. Why is this room a mess? Charles, don't come in here starting business, okay? Don't come in here starting nonsense right now, okay? There is candle making happening in other places. And so you see where like shipping stuff goes and all this kind of stuff. You just you get to see the magic, okay? Shut up. I'm talking about getting my ass beat by a 12-year-old, okay? By a 12-year-old. So, me and my work wife get called out to this 12-year-old. I forget. We call it behavioral health crisis for dispatch. Okay? And we're like, and I've got a paramedic third rider, and we're all like, bet it's probably just 12-year-old don't want to listen to their parents, like their parents just calling 911 to deal with their kid, don't want to deal with like their drama. That happens more often than not, actually. Like, it truly does. And you're like, why you call me for this? Like, you don't want to go to his room. Like, beat that ass. Don't call me. Don't call PD. Like, what were you gonna do? Like, okay. And then we get, so that's all we're thinking when we come in here after PD clears the scene, whatever. We come in here, we're like, this 12-year-old girl. I'm not supposed to say that, but 12-year-old, and and we we go into the house, and mom is like, she's so calm. Mom is so calm. She's like, so my child has this diagnosis, this diagnosis, this diagnosis, this diagnosis. Meanwhile, child is like stomping down the stairs and PD is following this child. They are stomping over to their grandma. They're like, grandma, just talk to mom. I don't want to go to the hospital. They're not going to do nothing for me but keep me. I just want to talk to my therapist. Can I just talk to my therapist? We're like, I mean, they're not wrong. They're not going to do anything in the emergency department for them. Like, they really just need to go to counseling, or if this can wait till morning, go to some place with like inpatient rehab, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to be like, evaluated and probably sent to inpatient rehab. Mom is like, I completely understand, but this has just gotten out of hand. They're not listening to anything that I'm saying, and this is a problem. Meanwhile, patient is just yelling in the background with grandma, and grandma's like, okay, sweetheart, you just gotta listen. You gotta calm down. Okay, what I tell you, put your listening ears on. Put your listening ears on. We're like, what? And and so then grandma convinces the patient to go to the hospital via ambulance. And so then the patient goes storming out the house, and the patient's like, okay, fine then. And so they go storming out the house, and mom or grandma is like, I forget which one, is like, wow, don't yell at me, Charles. Okay. And is like, you better follow after because they might run away. And we're like, okay. And so I send my paramedic third after, and I was like, okay, make sure they don't run away. Okay, cool. And so we go outside after talking to mom and getting some more information, all this kind of stuff. We go outside, and the patient just goes in to the truck, calmly. I mean, they're crying, but like calmly following directions and all this kind of stuff. We're like, okay, cool. I don't care if you cry the whole way because I'm not taking this call. I'm making my partner take this call because I don't want to. I have seniority. Don't have to. And so and so the patient gets in the back, sits on the stretcher. We buckle the patient in seatbelts, right? Everything's cool. We're talking. We're cool. We're talking. And the patient's like, can I just talk to my grandma one more time? We're like, you know what? Fine. Talk to grandma, because grandma seems like the person who calms the patient down. So we're like, okay, cool. Grandma, can you come talk to your grandchild for us? Mom, stay over there. Grandma comes down, and apparently this was not a good decision on our part, right? Because grandma comes down and grandma goes, listen! And we were all like, oh no. She goes, listen, this is too much. You have got to get this under control. Okay, you've got to listen. You've got to put your listening ears on. You've got to listen. You've got to pay attention, and you've got to not act like this. And the patient's like, grandma, no. You just want mom to listen to me. Grandma, no, don't be like this. And we're all like, oh no. Oh no. We're just seeing this going downhill from the patient cooperating to not cooperating. And we're all like, oh, shit. Meanwhile, this is a late call for us. I already worked 12s. I'm 13 hours into this. And next thing we know, so the way our ambulance is set up, I told you guys there's a stretcher, there's a bench seat, there's a captain's seat, but right next to the stretcher, there is a wall with all of our stuff in it, right next to the stretcher. So next thing we know, this 12-year-old, normal-sized 12-year-old, okay, normal-sized 12-year-old, starts to bang their head against the wall. They are just like, I'm like, what the fuck? You're like, what the fuck? At this point, we almost had released PD because the patient was being so cooperative with us. So PD was just in her car. So there's me, my paramedic third, which is a woman, my partner is a woman, and the police officer who's a woman. All four of us and the little 12-year-old, right? This 12-year-old is going off the chain. They are thrashing. They are just smacking their head against the wall. So we quickly grab their heads so that way they aren't just like gonna hurt themselves. It causes trauma. They start thrashing. They grab their seatbelts and they try and take their seatbelts off. And next thing I know, PD is running into the back of the stretcher, running in the back of the ambulance. She jumps up in the back and she knees this child right in the chest, knee to the chest, hand on the head. We are trying, like, the three of us are trying like hell to put her back in seat belts and see if the patient will calm back down. And then the patient tries to start snagging at people. So like my partner has the patient up here, and the patient is like, trying to bite people's hands off. I'm trying to bite people because my third rider has the middle part. I mean, the PD has the middle part. I'm on the patient's legs because I was at the back because we were about to go. Third rider has the patient trying to get the patient's head, but they started to try and chomp on people. The patient takes a huge chomp of PD's hand. PD's head smack. Mom and grandma are at the back of the ambulance just staring and all of this. Right. And so we are now scrambling because we have specific protocols for patients like this. And normally that means putting the patient on a backboard so that way they can be easily moved and turned, anything like that, just in case of worst case scenario. But when they're already on your stretcher, you have to improvise, right? So I am trying to hold down legs while trying not to get hit in the stomach, while trying to reach over this patient for restraints for this patient, and I'm tossing them to my partner, and we're all trying to 4-point restrain this 12-year-old, people, this 12-year-old, right? Meanwhile, grandma is no help. We do try and put a mask on the patient. We only had like cloth masks for stuff, or not cloth mask, but like normal surgical masks, people see everywhere now. And for the patient starts to eat it, just and this is all after the patient is yelling in the back. The patient is like, just kill me, I'm gonna kill myself. And I'm like, whoa, well, now we definitely have to take you to the hospital. Like, you can't say you have suicidal thoughts and I not take you to the hospital. Like, I have to take you to the hospital now. And then we're like, well, do you have a plan? And they're like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna choke myself out. Okay. And and we're like, okay. And so I try and put this mask on the patient. The patient starts to eat it. And so I literally take this patient and I start to just like pinch, because like one of the best things to do for drunk people and people who don't want to respond to you, but like they're responsive, is to pinch their trap. And so I start to pinch this patient's trap and to make them stop eating their mess. We can get it back out of their mouth, because now I'm gonna take it out, because they're gonna choke on it, they're gonna die, and you're not gonna die today, not today. And so I'm doing all that, and the patient starts yelling, Mom, they're hurting me, she's hurting me, Mom, she's pinching me, she's trying to choke me out. I was like, okay guys, full disclosure, I'm not always the best person, especially when my mouth speaks before my brain. Just putting that out there. I was like, I thought you wanted to die by choking. But you're not going to die today. So I was able to get the mask out of their mouth, because that was just a no-go at this point. And so meanwhile, my partner, my third rider, and PD are still on the top half. Okay. And I'm on the bottom half. I have to get back out. I'm like running around the ambulance, going from front to back and front to back. I have to get back out, go back down to the legs, now try and restrain the legs. And because like I said, they've taken off their seatbelts, and fucking grandma who we thought earlier was on our side. We thought grandma was on our side earlier. Grandma just sitting back there, just watching. Grandma goes, they have a lot of core strength. You might want to put something against their core. They got a lot of core strength, so just like watch out. At that point, it was like the patient remembered that they had core strength. Okay. And the patient who was on the stretcher all of a sudden just starts going, we're all like, oh my God. Oh my God. We were like, Grandma, shut the fuck up. And so I get this restraint on the leg, and I'm trying to get the other one, but the stretcher's already strapped in, so I'm having a hard time taking the other one. So I'm like, Mom, hold this. So Mom is pulling on this restraint. That's how you know, like, everything you're doing is okay, even though you're kind of beating up on their child. That's how you know everything you're doing is okay, because Mom is holding on to this restraint. Mom is like, I got it. While I try and do the other one, because they're dealing with all the core strength up there. And I get the other leg down. And so finally the patient is restrained. But it's just not good enough because we only use soft restraints. We also have hard restraints, and we were like, fuck this isn't working. We're gonna have to use the hard restraints too. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to sedate a kid. Like, no paramedic ever wants to sedate a child. Like, I swear you go to children's hospitals and they're like, well, why did you sedate this kid? And you're like, because I just got my ass beat by a 12-year-old. And they're like, but we don't sedate kids. I'm like, well, you would have sedated this one. So no paramedic ever wants to sedate a kid. And I'm like, I'm gonna sedate this kid, right? And so I go and I get everything ready. And I'm like, well, we're not gonna get we're not gonna get a line on this child. So like I'm going to have to just needle, nah, like no shove. Like, and so we do. So after I draw it up, I give this patient like a low dose because they're little, it's a child, I have a low dose, right? But like something that should still knock this child out. Like, right. And I'm giving it IM, so I know it's gonna take a while. But so all this time I give it, and then we're still fighting trying to get these restraints on. It's been 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It should be working by now. This patient should be out by now. Nope. No. They are not. And so I'm like, we gotta go with the big boy drugs. I'm like, you're getting a whole adult dose of fucking narcotics right now. And so we have to hit him again. After we get the big restraints on, because they are just thrashing. They're gonna hurt themselves. They're still trying to bite. It's so bad. And so it took a whole another 10 minutes for this child to be knocked out. And then they still weren't even knocked all the way out. Not even knocked all the way out. They were still just out. And I was like, the child was probably under 100 pounds. Like, I have put down grown men easier than I have this child. Like, this was not the move. This was not the move. And then after we're done with all of that, the patient's finally asleep. Grandma goes, most time when this happens, we just pull granddad out with the belt and then they start to cooperate immediately. I was like, all we had to do was get granddaddy out with his belt. I was like, where granddaddy? They were like, inside. I was like, well, I got a belt on. You told me I should have pulled his belt out. Like, we had been fighting this 12-year-old for 30 minutes with PD, all four of us, plus grandma and mom. We got 6 grown-ass women on this child. It was so bad. And then we are super far from the children's hospital, and they have to go to a children's hospital. And I am booking it. And like, my partner gets out to go drive, and I was like, nope. Close the door right in her face. I was like, I'm driving. And I zoomed us straight down to the hospital. We get there, and mom was like, I like how you drive. There was no putzing around here. I was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. We weren't fighting anymore. Let's go. But then children's hospitals, they're always like, well, why is she sedated? Or why are they sedated? And I'm like, because I just spent 30 minutes on scene getting my ass beat by this patient. That's why they're sedated. I don't want to sedate children. Okay. They're like, well, do you think they can stand? Do I think this sedated kid can stand? Well, then they're going to have to go in this room and we're going to have to transfer them to this room because we really need a weight. Everything is weight-based in pediatrics. Like, I mean, it's true, but like, we don't really need a weight right now. And so the whole entire time we're like retaking off these restraints because the reason we put them on a backboard is so you can just transfer them with the backboard. But because they were already in the stretcher, we can put them on a backboard. And so the whole entire time, the 3 of us are taking off this restraint on this patient. You just see us like undoing the Velcro, like we're like doing one at a time. We're like, nurse looking at us like we're just stupid. And I'm like, I really don't think you understand. Like, just got my ass beat by a 12-year-old. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to have to put them back on your stretcher to go put them back in their room. And I was like, this all sounds like a you problem now. Like, they're on your bed. You better roll this on bed on back in there. Like, I don't have to do all that. Bye. Bye. Sign here. And so now, like, I and so now whenever I get a psych call out that way, I have like flashbacks and I'm always scared I am going back to that same house and I'm about to get beat up probably now by a 13-year-old. So, yep. It was miserable. So bad. So bad. Woke up the next morning because I typically wake up at like 7 in the morning or so. And that next morning, I don't think I woke up until like 10:30. And I texted my partner and I was like, my whole body hurts. And she was like, I'm in so much pain. I was like, we have taken down 6'4" men without issue, just the two of us. Like, I have been punched in the stomach by our patient and still managed to make sure that patient got to the hospital without sedation. But this was a child from hell. Demon child. So yep. That was probably one of my more interesting stories. I mean, I've had patients sing to me the entire time. Like trigger warning, content warning, suicide. I had an old person try and kill themselves. Like, it's not funny, but I'm in a weird space. But they tried up here. Sorry, they tried here, didn't work. They tried here, didn't work. They tried up here, couldn't get deep enough. So then I guess they had the angle on their inner leg. And so they just like, imagine this is your thigh. So they just up their entire leg. Okay, it was bad. It was so bad. And their significant other found them in a shed in their backyard or something. And so we were like, well, I mean, you're not gonna die today. And they're like, just let me die. We're like, no, not today. It's fine. Like, not today. It's cool. We're not gonna do that. Like, we're gonna bandage this up. We're gonna get you to the hospital. I want to show these firefighters up, talking about they can't get an IV over there. Bitch, watch me work. And so, get some lines, get some fluids. We got this. I got you, boo. I ain't gonna get no blood on my pants. Y'all best believe I didn't get no blood on my pants, and there was a lot of it. And the whole entire ride, the patient's like, I just want to sing. And so we sang Unforgettable by Nat King Cole. We sang a lot of oldies. This person apparently was a musician, a guitarist, a pianist. Bye, Steph. And so we sang all the way to the hospital, which was great because their blood pressure was like 80/40. And I was like, stay alive. So you keep singing to me. You sing to me the whole entire way. We'll sing together. We gonna make this a little duet. Let's go. Let's do it. Because we ain't dying today. Okay, boo? Okay. And then they were so funny when we transferred them over to like the hospital. They're like, are you sure I didn't die? Because all these nurses in here look like angels. I done died and gone to heaven. I was like, you so silly. You are so silly. So yeah. So I was fine. And on the other side of singing to me, I had someone who had a guitar. This was another behavioral health. They had a guitar, but they were just like in the streets, just like playing the guitar and singing with the guitar. And the guitar is very much out of tune. It was missing a couple strings, but whatever. I don't care. And so they were a happy behavioral health patient. And so I let them have the guitar the entire time. Okay. You keep singing to me, boo. You gonna sit there quietly? We get to the hospital. They're like, well, they can't have the guitar. They're in a psych room. I was like, you try and take the guitar away from them. I'm not going to. And they were like, well, we're going to have to take the guitar. I was like, I'm going to watch from over there. They tried and take the guitar away. They took the guitar away. You know what happened next? The patient was running around the psych unit. I was like, I told you to just let them have the guitar. They're like, they can't have the guitar. It's a weapon. I'm like, well, now they're a weapon. What? You know, sometimes the world of EMS is just always such an interesting place because there's so much room for improvising and improvisation. Just because in hospital and things like that, like we have strict protocols, but like they have so many strict protocols, and a lot of the times they are stuck following those protocols in every single situation. Meanwhile, in EMS, we are just placed in so many odd situations and in weird places and weird things. That's like, yeah, we follow protocols, a lot like guidelines, but there's just so many times in EMS where you're just like, we're just gonna have to see how this rides. Like, we're gonna have to see how this goes. Like, I don't know who's gonna come out on top. I'm hoping I'm gonna come out on top, but we're gonna see how this goes. And my goal is for everybody to get to the hospital safely, including me. Because I would like to go home at the end of the day. So we all just gotta figure it out. So yeah, that did not go well for them. But behavioral health emergencies are some of the best and some of the worst, because they're like sometimes where you're like, no, this person like really, really needs help. Like they have not been given the appropriate help, really need help. Other times you're like, I don't understand why you called me. Like this is like, just because they haven't taken their meds doesn't make it an EMS emergency. It's a follow up with their doctor type of emergency. There are other times where it's just like this person has never had help and is probably on the streets or with people who don't care. And so you can always see that, and you're always hoping that they do end up getting the help that they need, but knowing you'll probably pick them up in a week for the same thing. So it's always interesting. And so I always applaud behavioral health like specialists, because there is a lot to it that has to get done in order for people with mental health disorders to really receive the help that they need. But there's always a lot to it. And then sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Like picked up, obviously this is gonna be a woman, picked up an OB patient, complaining of abdominal pain, right? And they are fighting with their mom because their mom is like, okay, this isn't my problem. This is your problem. This is your baby, not mine. And and they're like, whatever. And so they go to the hospital. We take them to the hospital and everything's all cool. And then for some reason, OB patients are very rare in EMS, because most people have a plan when it comes to OB, right? My county, nah. But they're rare in EMS. And so I managed to take 2 OB patients in one day to the same hospital. And so I'm checking in later on our previous OB patient, and I'm talking to registration about it. And registration is like, girl. They're like, what in the world did you bring this time? Because what you brought last time ended in drama. I was like, what? They just complaining of abdominal pain. They're pregnant. I tried to tell them abdominal pain was normal in pregnancy or abdominal discomfort. They just didn't believe me. They're like, well, it ended with the patient trying to jump out of the window. I was like, out of what window? There's no windows in the room. They were like, the patient ran out of the room, ran through the front lobby, and tried to jump out of the glass window. And we're on the 4th floor. They're like, security had to chase her down and come get her and bring her back. She's now in the emergency room. under watch. I was like, well, that escalated quickly because our only complaint in the ambulance was abdominal discomfort, you know, a little bit of pain, no bleeding, no things, no this and that, just discomfort, first pregnancy, like whatever. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. I'm not gonna make any promises. I hope it turns out well for you. So yeah, all types of things. Or you can go from 1 minute your patient singing to you all these like old school biblical songs, like old school, like and like Baptist AF, like fire and brimstone Baptist AF, to to saying the N-word, and you're like, we don't say the N-word in this track. And they're like, well, fuck you. But geez. You're like, what is my life? Like, what is this? To just switching it up. And you're over here like, do I sedate this patient? Nope. I'm not sedating this patient, because when I give report at the hospital, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about, because we're going from one extreme to the next. So yeah, we get to the hospital. It's so funny because they just didn't believe my report. Get the hospital transfer. The patient goes from just singing and all happy and flirting with the nurses, to all these N-words in a predominantly Black hospital. I was like, that's not the move for you. I don't recommend this for you to receive care. But yeah, that's enough. That's enough EMS talk. What y'all been reading? Hi, Bunny. What y'all been reading, guys? I haven't been reading much, as you know, other than about OB and peds. Any new recommendations for me? Any new ones? Let me know. Because it's almost 9 o'clock, which means it's almost time to wrap this up. Almost time to wrap this up. Especially, I gotta go check on Eric. Like, you are finishing when no one is watching. It started Pet. What is Pet? A graphic novel. I really didn't let it grow. Luster by who? Wait, what? Okay, I need more information. Oh, when no one is watching, the okay, I know that one. That's the new I can't remember that woman's name. What's Pet though? Okay, texting series by Tegan Hunter. I can't spell. Ooh, let's get textual. Ooh. Let me add that to my one to read. How long is it? 307 pages. Maybe we'll knock that up. Okay. Luster. Thought I would like it. I really didn't. Well, but Grown was great. Okay. My hair middle grade. Let's get textual. I always love like those like titles, and you're like, someone let you title this book that. Like when I read the book Master Baker, and every Master Baker. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That makes me happy. That's kind of like what my podcast is. I have like a podcast for my Patreon, and it's just kind of like me talking, guys. I'm not to talk about actual topics, because I haven't decided if I like want to make like my podcast public or not yet. I just haven't decided. But I've been doing podcasts over on my Patreon, Lester by Raven Leilani. It's a boy named Eric. I have an Eric. Huh. Interesting. That's interesting. And so I really need to read some more. I was hoping that like we had fall break, I think 2 weekends ago. And I was really hoping for us to not have homework due over fall break, but why would we not have homework due over fall break? And so we very much had homework due over fall break, which meant I didn't get to do any reading. So now I am holding out for Thanksgiving, which is still like 6 weeks away. Or I probably just, in order to stop stressing out so much, I probably do need to just take an afternoon to myself and actually just read something and not continue to learn something or do something and just have a moment. Things. Yeah. So, yeah, life sucks, Iggy. Life sucks. Life sucks. Well, the worst part was it was a last minute quiz. Like the teacher, she gave us 24 hours to do it. She told us, she was like, I might assign a quiz. She told us this on a Tuesday. She's like, I might assign a quiz. And then on Friday, she sent us an email and she's like, yeah. And so you have a quiz and it's going to be open from Sunday at 4 p.m. to Monday at 4 p.m. I was like, what? You going to open it and only open it for 24 hours? Mind you guys, I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I was like, use a hoe. And so, but I got it done. Apparently, it's the one thing I did well on comparatively to other people in my class. And I was just like, apparently I can do well on that, but not on my exams. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay, I'm crying. You're not crying. It's fine. It's cool. And so, but I was like, I'm going to do wind down this week because I enjoy doing wind down and it makes me happy. And making me happy is what's most important these days. They really do want, they really like each time I have to go in remediation because my bad exam scores, the teacher's like, and I'm guessing you're still working as a paramedic. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still working. I only work 3 days a week though. I mean, sure, they're 13 to 14-hour days, but like I'm only working. Like I still have to pay my bills. And so, and you can tell like the people who are doing very well in this program are not the bridge students. They are the straight nursing students who haven't worked anywhere before. And so it's just so annoying because I'm like, because we have these like sim days in lab, but like only one sim day in lab where you have to pretend like you are working on an actual patient because we can't do clinical thanks to COVID. And so you can easily tell who, when we do sim days, who is book smart and who knows how to work on patients during these sim labs. And it's always so annoying because I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, okay. And I'm like trying to tell my people in my group, okay, like you have to finish your assessment, you have to delegate tasks. It's going to be okay. It's not even a real patient. So if you kill them, it doesn't matter. It's okay. They're not really dead. It's a learning experience. And then they're like getting flustered and they're freaking out. And I'm just like, bro, just do compressions. Like, right. I have to do both. But if y'all follow me in the world, farm might kill you. Farm might. It was a bitch. It really was. But but you guys follow me, and so you guys know how many life-changing events we've had in this house. So I'm hoping now that those are done, I can finish out the end of the semester strong. I keep saying I hope, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. But guys, it's about 9:00. So I've gotten better with some drugs. I've gotten pretty good with some drugs now. Mm-hmm. It is 9:00. So I'm gonna let you guys go instead of dealing with me and my random stories, because this was not bookish related at all. It was definitely a life update. Which is fine. Life updates are good. Tells you why my videos have been sporadic and kind of weekly. And where I've been and why I pop into social media for like a day and then pop out of social media for a few more days. But you guys know where to find me. You guys know where I'm at on Twitter, Instagram, here, there. I love you guys so much. Thanks for sticking with me through all this rambling and all this kind of stuff. The shop will reopen on Friday. I've got new candles going in and restocking some favorite candles. And so tell your friends, tell your family, let them know. And so I love you guys so much. You guys are the bestest, really. Like, truly. Thanks for letting me ramble. It makes me feel good. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go see my husband. I'm still getting used to saying that. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye.